make it pay more than we should.
Well, what are you not going to be? What were you thinking of privatization of what?
Electric power used to be national.
You think the government should own it?
It was a thing for everybody that the government took care of.
You think the government should own it?
Well, no one should own it. It should just be there.
We just got to look after it, take care of it, maintain it, invest in it.
We employ people to do that.
We still employ people nowadays. That doesn't have to be the answer. There's better ways to do things.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you in that the system is broken. I do agree with you on that. I just disagree with you on what the solution is.
I don't think there is a solution when it comes to human beings. In the end, power corrupts. You look. Little old lady falls down in the street. Everyone's reaction is to go and pick her up.
Not everybody.
But most.
Some people grab their mobile phone and film it. Yep.
Used to.
No.
But what I'm saying is there's a human trait to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you didn't help, you could be berated by other humans if you did. But I think the instinct is to help. It's kind of, well, my instinct to open the door from the window just so it shows I have to do it.
Yeah.
Of course you got.
But there are people who don't bother. They don't think it's important.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like if you're a good driver, you read the other drivers that are coming along in the road, don't you?
Yeah.
So if they're kind of like passing something, a good driver will slow down so that they've got the space to come and do it. Don't drive at them because you're on my side of the road. You have to think, well, hang on. When you're overtaking something, right? Yeah. So you're on the wrong side of the road, and then someone appears. They might appear because they're fucking speeding. And they've got up too close. But then again, whatever's happening, you've committed yourself in a safe way to pass that car. It's your fucking... I don't know what the highway code says, but if I'm fucking passing the car, I've got a right to be there, and you have got a fucking right to let me be there and come in. Not to think, oh, you're on the wrong fucking side of the road, you're a cunt, you shouldn't be there. But what about when they pass other cars? What you got to do? Radio ahead, send someone up 400 meters before you fucking pass anything. So it's bad driving, that kind of bad driving.
What does this have to do with people helping?
Well, that's another human trait. People,
but yeah, I think most people will help. I know there are people that will help, but most people are good.
So what I'm saying is, if most people will help, why not have that instinct for people to help everyone else to run the electricity company and make it work sensibly for everybody? It's a need. You know, people didn't used to have central heating, but now they have it. You're used to it. Old people die, don't they? Because they can't. They might even have the money, but not switch it on. So, hey, and look! This socialist government, what have they done? They've taken away the heating allowance. You've got to be right on your ass and on benefits to have the heating allowance now. So Is that good and bad?
But why?
By the fact that we've got socialist companies saying, possibly, oh, we need the money to do this, this, and this. Oh, we'll take it from the heating allowance. But they're not upfront. You haven't said that.
You haven't seen the deeper problem.
Deeper problem.
Much deeper, which escapes most people.
Go on.
Why are they on the bones of their arse? Because their money is devaluing by at least 2% every single year. So if you stop working and you're relying on a pension, your money gets you less and less every year. And why does it?
Say that again quickly so I can give you an answer.
So the problem is that you want a video meeting. The problem is that everybody's money loses value every year by 2% or so. Inflation. Sometimes a lot more than 2%, depending on which country you live in. For the UK, for the last 2 years, 10%. Okay, that's what's causing hardship. That's what's causing division in society. That's what's causing people to be fearful and angry, and that's what's causing us to see the worst in people. And that's why they rely on government handouts like welfare checks, heating allowance, etc. Because the governments are devaluing the currency for their own purposes whenever they want to. The simple economics of supply and demand. If more units in, there's units lose value. That's the fundamental problem for why the system is collapsing. The currency is collapsing.
You're starting halfway through the story now. Why is money losing value? Because the people at the top are soaking it all up and building up vast wealth, huge amounts of property, huge bank accounts, etc., etc. There's only so much money to go round.
There's as much money as they want.
Yeah, but the more you issue, the less and less people at the bottom are going to get, and the less value the money has.
Yeah, but your point that there's only a certain amount of money to go around isn't true because they can print it whenever
Of course
they want.
it's true.
So they can print money whenever they want.
But I think you ought to grow up. I was born and lived through the Second World War. I know what hardship is. I've been in the lower ranks of the army. I know what bloody arduous hard work is. I've lived to 85. I know what life is like. And I think you've got it all wrong. The biggest thing of value you have when you are born is your life. Why should one man spend his life working for next to bugger all while somebody else gets swamped with money, has more property than he knows what to do with? His life is worth no more than the man who works hard and ends up with bugger all. Life is the biggest investment you have in this world, and one person's life is not worth less than somebody else's. And I think you need to grasp that, mate.
Well, you need to listen because that's not what I said.
Avarice is one of the biggest problems in this world.
Well, we go. Yeah. Being rich meant being a millionaire. It just addles my brain that there are billionaires. That's so much wealth. And like you said, the man at the bottom is not doing very well. With the crisis of energy, that's hit everybody, but not if you're that rich. Doesn't mean fuck all to you, is it? If you've got that much money. Oh yeah, my electricity, even though it's a massive one because they live in a massive house. If you've got a big house, big costs. It's just wealthy people are a bit disgusting.
And they're not shouldering their share of keeping the society going.
Now, would a wealthy man, if that lady falls over, that little old lady, would he get his chauffeur to pick her up? Or would his natural instinct be to go and pick her up? I mean, something I picked up, and I don't, because I'm not wealthy, that rich people don't think like us. They think in a different way. I have to say, that
there are people I don't like. Because the way they live, perhaps, one thing. So I got a feeling that rich people must look down on us. They must say, oh, you're not, because who do they hobnob with? Other rich people. They go to clubs, very expensive hotels where people treat them like gods and open up doors and carry their bags upstairs because that's what they expect. Now, I was in America and I was on my way from Miami to Florida. So we stayed in this golfing hotel. So I woke up here early in the morning and I was talking to a member of staff who was black. He was telling me about his life and this, that, and the other. And we were getting on really well. Guest walks in, boom! Everything changed. That guy and the guy who walked in expected. I could see it. I could feel it from both of them. He had to go and do his bidding right away in a certain way. And I realized, well, racism is still big, but to see it under those circumstances, like you said, his life's no better than anyone else's life. But that's what's expected. That's what's happening. And I can only think that really real badness happens in the world because it's taught from father to children, isn't it? It's like, where there's wars, the other faction is bred into them that, they eat children. And they won't stop.
But it's become accepted, isn't it?
Well, it's what they do. I mean, we don't have that here. Here it's lovely. We've got Scottish, Irish. We sort of banter with each other and all the rest of it. It's still, I think it's because we've done all our hand drawing and quartering in the past, and it's moved to a point where royalty, which I think is a fantastic system to run a country, nothing's because they've got no axe to grind. They what they do is for their country. What a terrible life they've got, driving in this, that, and the other, just being a figurehead. I just admire them so much. But in the past, of course, like the clergy and everyone else, they would very well do what they want with the poor people.
So it becomes accepted. I used to live in Africa when I was a kid, and it was depressing to see the way the blacks. It was their country. We had sort of gone over there and taken it over, but they didn't have any of the normal luxuries that white people had, and they were expected to have separate toilets. If you went on a bus, there were seats in the front, and there were
that happened.
wooden benches in
Segregation
the back.
happened in America.
And they had to get in the back of the bus. And no, they didn't question it. They just realised that was what they did.
Well, that's how the world was.
Yeah.
And now it's changed. You can go to the Olympics now. Perhaps I shouldn't say this, but have you? No, I won't say. Go on, it might be your missus. She might want some bread or something.
No,
She hasn't got her own home.
It probably is her, but I'll ring her back later.
Will you?
She always ready to get something to take home.
Yeah. So, with your great age, we don't look as old as you are. Men, women were tough. It was a tougher life, wasn't it? And so, how soft are we? You must sort of see it. I mean, you still see builders, and sack of cement must be over this, and health and safety. I suppose it wore people out. But do you think they were the same, or they were conditioned to be that strong?
It had to be.
Yeah, that's what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't see you lifting heavy weights. What did you do? What do you think? You could go on forever.
Well, various things. Most of the time I spent it working in offices because that was what I did. But I did lift weights as well. I was in the army for a while. I went through all this arduous training and route marches and assault courses. And Still,
How old were you then? Your 20s?
I joined the army when I was 20.
You joined the army?
Yeah.
We're not talking about national service.
It was national service, but it got extended.
How many years did you do that?
3.
What's the least you could have done?
Well, when national service started, it was 18 months. But by the time I did it, it was 2 years.
You had to, no, but could you do an extra year and get some more pay?
You could, yeah, but I didn't sign on to do it an extra year. I had to do it because I was one of the last of the national servicemen, and they weren't getting enough recruits into the army.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So they passed the Army Reserves Act in 1962, which meant that all national servicemen who were in the army at that stage had to do an extra year.
So you were part of the army then? It wasn't just national service to...
National service was part of the army. National servicemen were killed in action.
Oh, really?
They were. Yeah. About 300 were killed in Korea.
In where?
In Korea. In the Korean War.
Oh shit, they had no choice. You didn't go, you go to jail?
Yeah. That the outfit I was in the army was nearly all national service.
I don't think they got resources to do it.
I don't think they have, no.
And then, yeah, the will. Well, we need AI. Oh, it's coming. We need more robots and drones, and then you don't need poor people anymore. I don't,
There will still be poor people.
I don't know where they'll be. I don't see
They'll be all around you.
No, really? Yeah. But will they have a use for people with more money than
that? Money is power.
Yeah.
They will still exist.
Yeah. Well, I was getting rid of a sleeping bag, and I asked Lizzie. I said, "Did you want this sleeping bag?" And she said she was in Westgate and she saw this person living in the sleeping room. So she said, "Would you like a sleeping bag? You know, got her some hot food and one thing like that." It's kind of that has grown. People on the streets. You never used to go to Bath and see it.
Not in Bath, but you did in most big cities.
London, Carpool, City well.
They were even around during the war. We used to call them tramps in those days.
Well, they were true tramps.
Yes.
They just, yeah. I was in the village on Sunday. Come on. I can see these tramps. I'll go make him a sandwich. I don't know what he likes. So I walked to Hudson, right? Crossed over the road. And I thought, wow, okay. Then I thought of the scenario of him taking the sandwich. Saying, "Oh, thank you very much, Giovanni. Sunday. You having Sunday lunch? Do you think you might have a little bit extra?"
I'll just see if it is her.
Yeah.
I'm not going to answer it. I'm just going to see if it is.
I can see.
Whether she left voice. I'll hear that later.
They were like wonderful creatures in a way. They were like hedgehogs.
Yes.
Living in hedges and going from, they must have had a route that they did.
Yeah.
And I suppose it was kind of some kind of primitive way of life they've chosen. Things had gone wrong for them, and they could do that.
A lot of them were ex-servicemen after the First World War because these days in those days they didn't recognise PTSD and things like that, and people just had to get on with life as it was. And, a lot of them were wrecked human beings in the First World War.
Adam, do you want to be a tramp for a couple of years? We could be a team.
A tramp?
Yeah. You could sort of wave a stick at the squirrel while I throw a rock at it to deflect it. So we live on squirrel, and I don't know. Do you think we could catch a rabbit? We'd have
really
to
are
snare
very
it,
with this idea of living in caves.
What?
You really are very with this idea of living in caves.
Well, I don't know. We could travel, could we?
steam a boat.
Sounds a hard life.
I think it would be alright. Yeah. Right. How is the Varroa mode, Mike? Still on the loose?
Yep.
Are some bees becoming immune to it?
Well, rumour has it that some are.
Yeah.
Well, not immune, but better able to cope with it.
Yeah. What kind of state are the bees in? Because there was a time when it was dire. Is it still as dire?
Not as dire, but it's still pretty serious.
So would honey consumption be down quite a bit?
It is this year.
Not really been. It's been not much of a summer, really. Has that been bad?
No, but the bees were working pretty hard at the beginning of the summer. Quite a lot of honey was coming in throughout this whole district, but then we had that period of wet, miserable weather. The bees weren't able to forage, and they were having to eat most of what they put away before, so they started afresh after when the better weather came. So there's not a terrific harvest this year. And the bees, the other bees, honeybees are the only ones that store honey, and therefore they can weather or survive bad weather.
Are you saying that it will hit bumblebees bad?
Bumblebees and all the other types of bees.
All the other things that
Because they eat nectar as they gather it, they don't store it. And if they're not gathering nectar, they're not eating, they'll die. There's not many bumblebees, not so many bumblebees around now because of that. This year.
Yeah. I was thinking about. Are there other insects that pollinate?
Oh yes, butterflies, moths.
Okay, so without the bees,
Wasps,
yes.
hornets.
With no bees, would all those other things be enough?
Yes,
They would.
probably.
Would they increase? But like you say, they can't store what they get.
No. They live literally a hand to mouth disease.
Amazing.
It certainly is. We're losing insects at a terrific, at a fast rate. Insects are dying out very fast rate at the moment. All sorts of insects, not just bees,
That's
just
the way
flying
they fly.
insects.
Well-
Well, nobody's actually put their finger on what's causing it. It's probably a whole load of causes.
Yeah, well, housing estates, so that takes up land, doesn't it?
Pesticides,
Pesticides.
well, all the other sides as well. Insecticide. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a mean life for an insect these days.
We've got too much because I have to scrape food leftovers into the grey bin because I can't put them in the compost because rats get in there.
Yeah.
And you think stuff that's shoved into the fridge, you forget it's there. So, yeah. Adam, do you waste a lot of food?
No, not a lot.
You know 1984?
Do you?
Yeah. You know there was a camera in certain rooms.
Uh-huh.
Do you think there should be a camera in everyone's kitchen and an AI program to make sure that people don't waste food?
So who's going to watch it? AI's going to watch it.
Yeah. And of course, you'd be connected to the police who come round and keep your door in.
Do you think that's a good idea?
Well, it's just one idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but it's. What do you think? You're not your nosy neighbour looking in through your window, do you? I'd rather have AI. Hold up the tomato. But, I know I should have bought so big. It's just me, but I will eat it all. I won't have the lettuce with it because that will save it to tomorrow.
The other thing it does really well is that there are some fridges with AI built in, so they know everything that's in the fridge and it will give you a recipe for what you've got in the fridge.
With it. I don't want the fridge.
You're talking
I
about
just want
food
the fridge
waste,
to
right?
tell me what's in it.
You want to avoid.
There's
food
some
waste.
beans behind the sausages you've not looked at. It should know, if it can work out how long it can last and where it is. See, my
Keep tin beans
idea.
in the fridge.
What?
Keep tin beans in the fridge.
My wife does.
It's only about having
Well, where else would you keep them? They can
Tin,
go.
tin beans. I don't think you need to put them in the fridge.
No, I don't mean no. I mean when they're open.
All right.
I mean, I'd leave them in the tin, but why pour them in a bloody container weekend? My
we
idea.
had a system in the war for doing what you
There was what?
talking about. There was a system in the war for doing what you were talking about. It was called rationing.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be horrible, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Good job I got my alarm. No, I think a fridge should be twice as wide, but not so deep. Then you could see everything. Couldn't you? Oh yeah. There's nothing behind anything. Or if it's small enough shelf, that would be one solution. Or the other thing is, don't bloody well put so much in it. Would be a better, really. Yeah. The trouble is, you're lucky because you haven't got a wife and a daughter living at home, shoving their stuff in the fridge. And see, my daughter's not so bad. It's kind of. We got thousands of Tupperware, plastic tubs. And she goes on about not finding a lid. There's no lids for them. I'm saying it now because I never say it to her, is that I don't lose them because I keep the lids together and I would put it on and put it there. She doesn't. She's got a different brain.
Yeah, I had that exact problem this morning.
Is it a woman's brain?
I don't know.
Yeah. I said you can't teach a teacher. You can't teach a wife. I was thinking of starting a wife school, but wife school, yeah.
Are you going to be the headmaster?
Well, yeah. I'd start off with how to load the dishwasher. You don't have to put it on the highest program. Bowls turned up. Don't put the plates too close together. Is it because women do not have an engineering brain? Engineers. Who would be the best person to load a dishwasher? An engineer?
Most men can. But
Most
women
men
struggle.
Yeah.
They don't have the spatial.
I know, but they don't admit it. They don't say teach me.
Some of them.
What am I doing wrong here? What have you ever told your wife?
Various things, but she's taught me things. So.
Well, I can understand you've been taught things, but what have you taught her?
Well, nothing particularly tangible. I think I taught her a little bit better how to stand up for herself. She was
How to what?
stand up for herself. She was a very
Oh.
meek person.
Right.
Allowed people to walk over
Yeah.
her.
How did you do that?
Just
You didn't stand behind
Quite-
her
no,
and
just
put your
quiet
arms in your
encouragement.
cardigan and just encouragement, yeah?
Yeah.
And that's worked well.
Yeah.
But has it backfired on you?
No.
She doesn't stand up better with you.
Well, probably. But I haven't actually noticed any difference in her attitude to me. But
Do you ever argue?
oh,
What's
Yeah,
an
okay.
argument like?
um,
How does it
irrational usually.
go? Yeah.
It's emotional.
Have you ever won? Don't be stupid. You have won, but it's not seen that way.
I don't know.
Am I coming across as a misogynist? Oh, thank you. Yeah. No, it's just, I'm just having a bitch.
Have you noticed now? It was on Desert Island Disc. Oh no, that wasn't actually. Yeah, isn't that wonderful?
I never listened.
Hmm?
I never listened.
Oh, well,
I used to. Okay.
yeah, well, we got a good guest.
Yeah, it gets me interested. Yeah.
Very, very clever format. Adam, it's lovely to see you.
Always good to see you.
Is it? Do you mean that, or do you think that's a great thing to say?
It is always good to see you. Sometimes you're not in the best mood, but it's always good to see you.
Yeah, even when I'm grumpy.
Yeah.
Am I the best grumpiest person there?
No, I've met none of the grumpier person this morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's that? Okay.
You're thinking of me, I think.
Well, you'll tell me when you're gone.
Yeah.
I've had bad knees.
Sorry to hear that.
Hmm?
Sorry to hear that.
Well, yeah, I think it's because I've been standing too straight for years and not bending them enough. So,
Is that your own diagnosis?
well, yes and no. Actually, before having the bad knees, I can't remember what we were talking about, but this girl said, no, you should bend your knees. And I thought, oh, yeah, maybe. And all the rest of it. And then the knee thing came along. I'm thinking, the way it goes is, I've had a bad right knee, and I think that came from doing some work at my daughter's rheumatic, and it hurt, and then it's come back. So it came back, and I thought, oh, it was funny. It felt like I was standing on pebbles on my feet. I don't know if some bones in my feet were funny, and then it kicked off. And as per normal, it was getting better. And I was sat on a stool, and Anne said, can you put these flowers in these pots? And I badly lifted this heavy pot, stretching, not doing it correctly, and done me back in. I thought, oh, Jesus Christ, with the knee in the back, yeah. But what really got me was it shot over to my left knee, which was even worse than the right knee. So I was thinking, well, is it arthritis? Or I had the right knee x-ray. Doctor said, oh, x-ray, really shouldn't think. And the x-ray person phoned me up and said, oh, and it's all right. And I said to her, oh, sorry. She said, no, they'll say that because they don't want to do anything. So, I've got a saddle seat, which is better for your posture. So, but I think I need, and then when I went to see the nurse, she gave me some upper leg exercises, which are very boring and tedious. I'm going to go it alone, do my own thing. I'm going to be lying on the floor with a towel on my neck. I want it to be, do you know what isometrics is? It's a 1970s form of therapy. And what you do is you can kind of like press against a wall, so you're using tension. And I don't know, I did have a book, I might still have it, but it came in and came out. I quite like the idea of that. And I've had the Alexander technique, which is for good posture. I rate that very high. Perhaps I should get another Alexander teacher. How do you look after your posture, David?
I don't consciously.
But do you think it's quite good? You're not bent over, right?
A bit.
Okay, yeah.
More than I used to be.
Oh, you're 80, you said?
85.
Oh my God, 85. Yeah. You don't look 85, David. At all. Now this is my theory, really. You might have said it before. When you were young, did you look too young? You did. You couldn't get served at the point.
No, I probably do younger than I was.
That's the thing. When you're old and you look great, it's because you look too young when you were young. Yeah. I've always looked old.
It's got on well with little old ladies.
You do, huh?
I always got on well with him and old lady.
Well, when you were
They
young.
all wanted a mother me. When I was young, yeah.
Oh yeah. Did anyone leave you a legacy or anything?
No.
That's it, because they were poor. Probably.
No. I never knew anybody.
Do you know the
young enough.
problem, David? The problem.
I was on the move all the time.
You didn't ask.
No.
But you don't get Google reviews unless you ask.
No.
If you did said, yeah, well, a legacy would be very nice. Thank you very much. Do think of you. Is that a bad thing to do before?
Yeah, unconventional.
Is it really? Oh, I'm a cheeky Italian because I did it. You're right. I think I was given a test. I was asked if I would do this service. Nothing like that.
Okay.
And I said, yeah, of course. Then he said, no. Then he said, no, I don't need doing that. So my back thing is, he might have thought, oh, okay then. Because he left all the rest of it to videos. Well, I like the life and myself, of course. Can I just grab that? Do you know what I'm going to do today? You don't worry.
What's that?
I'm going to give you an old-fashioned treatment called friction. These are doing barbershops and used to have hair tonics, and friction is. I mean, it is true that the idea of the friction is it's good for the roots, which but most people's hair is fine. It's not going to bring anything down. Because they used to say it was a lie. Do you remember singeing in barbershops?
Yeah.
Do you see it and smell it?
Yes.
Over a metal couch. Well, they used to say, oh yeah, well, seal the ends of your hair to stop you getting a cold.
Yeah, they used to say that.
They used to, it's bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. Yeah. So I'm not saying that any kind of massage is good. So this is bay rum, which is traditional. This one is more stimulating. It's kind of, what do we call it? It's got so that's calming. This is will wake you up.
Stringent.
But well, no, they're both astringent. So do you want to be woken up or do you want to be relaxed?
I'd rather be relaxed.
I should be relaxed. I'll save that for a younger.
Yep.
Do you remember a hair product called Vitalis?
I've never used it, but I've seen it.
You did see it, yeah. Well, that was a hair tonic, and you could use it as friction, but tons of things they don't make anymore because they come out of fashion. But I was watching a Tarantino film about Hollywood. What's it called? And in the trailer of I think it was Leonardo DiCaprio. There was a massive bottle of Vitalis. I've never seen one big as that. See, massage is a wonderful thing. I think the Indians, the Asians, they're more tactile than us. If you went to a barbershop in India, you would definitely get this. But I think mothers with their children, it's not an English thing, you know. Obviously, you get cuddly. Did your mum cuddle you?
Not much, no.
Not much now. See? Do you think it's damaged your future?
I don't know. She was a very good mother. I had no complaints about it. She wasn't the sort of mother that was always cuddling you.
No, because it wasn't done. It wasn't a damn thing. If her name was called, she would be all around the town.
Yeah, I think she was also influenced by my father, who was a sergeant major.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he didn't believe in molly cuddling.
Was that good for you? Would you have liked him to be more loving?
I would probably have liked him to have been a little more human. Yeah.
Human?
Well, he was quite hard, you know. He used to do unaccountable things just to toughen us up.
Right. Have you got one that's what make you eat 6 boiled eggs?
No,
What would happen? You know?
well, just casual things. I mean, one day I used to have to get a bus to school.
Yeah.
With 7 of my mates, and
Yeah.
school was about 7 miles away. And one day the bus was cancelled.
Yeah.
And we decided we had to walk. So we walked. It was a fairly good road. We were about halfway home, sort of 3.5 miles from home.
Yeah.
And my father drove past in his car. And he didn't stop.
Did you throw a rocket?
No. There were only 3 of us. He could easily have got us in there because he was driving on his own.
Yeah.
And when I got home, I said to my mother, you know, he passed us on the bloody road and he didn't pick us up.
What did your mother say?
And she said, yeah, I know, he told me when he came home. But that's what he did. You know, it was good to have to walk
Do you
home.
wish you'd hit him with a frying pan?
No.
Yeah.
No, he was just like that.
Yeah,
You know, he'd had it tough when he was young, and he thought, well
Did he
There was something
hesitate
in
at all? Or he just must have saw you thought,
no.
no hesitation?
As far as we were aware, he hadn't seen us. He just drove straight past. And things like that, you know. Oh, he was a good man. You know, I liked him, but I was proud of him. But he was a bit, hard taskmaster.
That was unnecessary. Is it because you did put your thumb out?
I don't know. I don't think he'd have stopped me.
At what point did you know he was going after you passed you?
No,
And you said, oh, so
he
that's
was-
coming. You got ready to, oh, yeah.
not immediately, but I saw his car coming down the road. He looked a bit like his, and as he went by, I saw it was him.
We'll have to ask a lot of people. Did he do the right thing, his father? Not picking his son up. Can you see what would you have done?
Probably would have stopped. Yeah.
Yeah, we would have stopped.
I would have done.
We would have stopped.
Yeah.
It was unnecessary. It was a bit over the top.
But that's just how he was.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of, he knew what he was.
Well, if it was pouring rain, he got the right to stop. But
Yeah.
it was a fairly reasonable day, and he got thought it was a good walk.
I'm glad he didn't do that. Because you wouldn't have told me about that if he hadn't. Oh, your time's up. Sorry, I can't ask you any more questions. I'll save it for next year.
Okay.
Because I've kept you here so long. You don't have to eat it straight away. Yeah.
I'll save it for later.
Well, shouldn't you suck it and put it in the beehive? Would they wouldn't like it?
They wouldn't touch it.
They wouldn't touch it. And ants would come in.
Yeah.
Could it be deal with ants?
Yes, they keep them like that.
How? Oh, they would just use their front mandibles on, chuck them out.
Yeah.
Oh, but
I
will
don't
the
know.
ants try and sting? Have you seen this? You've seen ants trying to get into them?
No,
You know, yeah.
I know that ants get into the tree. The bees can't get into the roof. But they're kept. They don't go anywhere else in the life. I suspect the bees keep them out. Well, there's no reason why they shouldn't go.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
No, thank you very much.
Good to see you.
I'll see you in
Phone me up.
unusual interview.
Yeah. Brilliant.
If I have any more phone calls to do that now.
Thanks, David.
Cheers, then. Bye-bye.
Are you hot?
My heart. Not too bad.
Do you want some elderflower cordial?
That'd be very nice, thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have to leave at 11:30 though?
Oh yeah, I was forgetting that. Yeah. Okay. Tip. Where are you going?
I've got to take someone to the airport.
Oh shit. Yeah. Which one?
Bristol.
Have you been there before?
Many times.
I don't know how they call that Bristol Airport, where it is.
You know what? Don't know why they're building it.
Why it's Bristol Airport? I don't understand. Will you go through Chew Magna and the sticks or?
Yeah, probably. I'll go through Bath and then.
Oh, well, yeah. Before you get to the bottom of. Yeah.
Sure.
What's your summer holiday plan then?
I've got a lot of plans. So Tim wants to go to Edinburgh for a few days.
Oh. Have you been before?
Yeah, I have.
Lovely city.
It is beautiful. And then my folks are coming over for a few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Will they stay with you?
For one of the weeks, yeah.
Yeah, and then they'll stay in London with your brother?
Well, yeah, I got 4 siblings in this country, so we just share them around.
Mm.
You got summer plans?
Not really. Not really. I think we're going to Wales for the day, taking the granddaughter.
Nice.
If we're invited again, we will.
Yeah.
It's, Sasha works, so things go on.
You know that there's someone who lives in Warminster who's your doppelganger.
I can't possibly have a doppelganger.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen him a few times, and I thought it was you.
Really?
Yes, that's similar.
Do you think, because
Maybe it is you.
I'm scared of twins, do you think I might be a twin?
You would pass as your twin. It's that close. Yeah.
When did you see him last?
A couple of weeks ago.
Do you think you can take a picture of him?
I can ask him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd be fine with that.
Well, I suppose you're telling the truth, wouldn't you? So why do you want a picture of him? Or what's a better reason for asking to take a picture?
No, I think the truth is always the best policy. Well, it's not always, but yeah, I would tell him the truth. Yeah. Did you have a twin?
What?
Maybe you had a twin you didn't know about.
Well, I know where I was born in Bradford on Avon.
Right.
I would choose to be a twin. Well, because I find them spooky.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then again, if it was a twin and we were separated, that perhaps wouldn't be so spooky if we were being spooky together for a long time.
Well, maybe you separated at birth.
There's more chat. There's ice and mint. Sorry, no lemon.
That's very nice. Thank you so much.
You know why it's pink, don't you? Because I use the pink flower,
Wow.
which is a hybrid flower that I don't think anyone else has thought to do.
Amazing. Thank you.
It just looks so beautiful. And to have something that's naturally coloured is great.
That's really good. Amazing. Thank you.
Very refreshing. So what will you do with your parents? So you're not, are you going up for the festival? Will it be all in September?
Which festival?
The Edinburgh Festival.
Oh no, not for the festival.
You're just going to do Edinburgh?
Just for a couple of days.
Yeah, what does he want to do?
Well, he's thinking about going to university there. So
Oh, wow, yeah. What does he want?
English literature or something like that.
Oh, we should do it. Where else is he looked at? There's nothing not to like about it.
He's been to Brighton and Kent and Canterbury, but he wants to go up north. I don't know. He's a very stubborn boy. He just says it has to be up north, and there's no real reason for that. So
I think it's a good thing. Will you get to see the university?
maybe.
Well, the thing is, if it's holiday time, no one will show him around. And presumably, when it comes to flight,
university that you?
Yeah, I think so. I have a cousin who lectures there.
Okay.
So I might ask him.
Yeah. Do you think to do English literature?
Yeah.
How do you think that?
It's a bit, well, I mean, it's going to be expensive because it's far. But, you know, if it's the right place for him, it's good. And it's a very good university. I'm not sure it's going to get the grades to get it, honestly, and I'm told him that.
A lot of people will be gunning for it.
Yeah, he could if he really worked hard, but I don't know if he's prepared to work that hard.
What do they do? Put down the first, second, third choice.
Yeah.
Of what they do. And they you have to go through an interview and they ask for the grades then. They also check you out to make sure you're right for it.
Most universities won't have interviews, but the best ones will.
If it's a lesser university, then it's still
Yeah.
Whereas good universities have got a lot of competition. And it's worth talking to people and letting them say, oh, we'll have this guy with a lesser grade. You want, can they see beyond that?
They've got enough people to choose from. They want like 3 A-star. Like, I suppose, like, I don't know about Edinburgh, it depends on the degree, but Oxford and Cambridge,
Oh, well, yeah.
3 A-stars,
Don't even think about it.
don't bother otherwise. They can afford to be selected.
So is it attractive that for the what's it likes?
For what?
A lot of the old comedians went to Oxford or Cambridge and were in the acting side.
Yeah, it was their loss. Yeah.
No, I
Maybe they're not as clever as they think they are. You keep saying that about yourself, you know, you just put yourself down all the time.
No.
It's not true.
The second might be a but no, I'm not saying I've got no this yet.
You do.
Yeah.
You could have gone to university, no problem. You could have. If you had the, you know, a really good education.
Well, yeah, I don't want to play the dyslexic card, but it definitely is.
Yeah, it makes things
That's
harder.
something wrong.
But a lot of kids with dyslexia go to university. But you need to have good teachers. You need to have a really enriching education, and that's what will unlock your potential. You know, not that it's too late. You can do a degree now if you want to. Right.
What am I ready for? Well, I've always thought about it today. And you think, oh, what have I done in life? What have people done in life? And, you know, is that and I just thought, well, I think the best thing I have done is being myself.
Yeah.
And to be more myself might be
Too much.
well, you know, I did go to Edinburgh to perform on the streets.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? All right, I went as a stand-up artist, and anyway, so I was doing what I was doing. I think I was a pirate. I went as a really nice pirate, you know, button-up, proper old-fashioned bag. I think also I was a cowboy. I got this really wonderful white linen suit, and there's see that cowboy hat there. It's just on the edge. It's what the southern cops wear.
Awesome.
So with that on top of that,
Yeah.
I thought, right, this is a good guy in the back. And it was funny because I don't think I had a pirate's hat. But when I was in Edinburgh, there's a place where there's Grey Friars Bobby, you know, with the dog yeah. So they got he's on a he's a statue, and the road goes down that way. And it's the thing about Edinburgh. I get lost because it's not in a good path. And on the corner, Bedlam. It's Bedlam. So I don't know if it was the sign instead. And so these roads that sort of come around Bedlam and all that stuff, there was a shop and it sold t-shirts and bits and pieces. And I walked in there and there was a guy behind it, looked like Johnny Depp. He had some pirate's hat on. I think he had this hat. It was amazing. And I thought, oh, he had a pirate's hat. And I went to take off his hat and he wouldn't let me. Because he was bald underneath it. So that's where I got the pirate's hat from. It's just, you know, a tricorn, fake hat. So,
was the hat called a tri?
I don't know.
You just said it.
A tricorn. But it worked well as a pirate's hat. Pirates wear bandanas, earrings and stuff.
The patch.
And so, actually being on the streets, wow! I think Eddie Izzard did his stand-up on the streets. So I think I was sat on a curb or something, and this girl, it's just Bedlam's over. She walks across the room. She says to me, and I didn't know this. She said, "Why are pirates pirates? Because they are." So, yeah. Right. So whatever I was doing, I had this really nice email from someone. I got it somewhere. And what he said was, these aren't the exact words, but he said, I was very impressed with the fact that you could be yourself. He saw that. He saw, I didn't really, you could be yourself. And then there's a few occasions where that came out. Oh yeah, it was kind of like, I used to stay in this guest house, wonderful guest house. It was called Standyman House, and I got really well with a couple of it. So every time I stayed there. And they lived on a place, which is, you know, a bus ride away. And while I was waiting for the bus, I just started doing exercises in the street, bending my legs against the mountain. Just did it. I didn't think, why am I doing this? Because I was in that kind of frame of mind, being myself. I just did it. So, the best event, I say it's funny, but I didn't take it as funny at the time. I was doing what I was doing, I can't remember what I was doing. And there was this kid, skinny, he looked like something out of bloody Lord of the Rings, and he had a stick, and he looked at me, and he went, took off his leg, you little fucker. And later on, he came back the other day. Did it again. So at the time, I didn't like it. But now, as an event, I think that was the best creative thing. Now, you see, the old Edinburgh, people would just do it as fun boxes and start doing it themselves. So now that all the big stars go there and they have shows and bits and pieces, you go to the people and you know. So I went to them and oh yeah. They said, oh, you can have a slot on the street. Anyone is doing this, that, blah. But your scissors, so I was a stand-up barber, must be on the chain. And I thought, fuck off.
Why?
I don't know. But then I thought, it was the main drag that takes you down that Hollywood. And that's where a lot of the street stuff might be. And I thought, oh, it's not, I'll just do it where I want, around town, and what I worked out was, what the thing is, you can do it anywhere in the street, but you shouldn't lock up someone's window, because that's their livelihood, unless you ask them. Yeah. So this guy with the pirate, he said, if you go up there, be fine. Okay.
So you're going to go back now as the Uncut Barber.
don't have the inclination.
When you were the stand-up barber,
Yeah.
did you used to cut people's hair while you were doing your comedy?
Well, it was what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And because of the cost of going to it, I should have done it for free. Not on a haircut.
Exactly.
But I didn't. I was that stupid.
You were going to charge people.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to do it for free.
Yeah.
I would have told you that as your agent.
Yeah, what are you telling me now? Yeah.
We got 5 minutes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe if you come be my agent.
Well, I can be the first. I can be the first person to get a haircut, and we can even script the first one like loosely to get it going.
You want to put a script together? Okay.
Yeah.
There's more chance of me doing that than going on your boat.
Okay.
But perhaps I should come on your boat as a pirate.
Yeah. Well, you'd be joining our pirates.
Well, I don't.
You know what they say to the Coast Guard when he comes on your boat and says, "Is there anything on this boat that shouldn't be here?" Yeah.
They say is that what Coast
You
Guard say?
fuck off.
Yeah, you fuck off. Are they like the AT man? The
Well,
Coast Guards. Coast Guards.
It's,
Are they like
it's the government, isn't it?
Yeah. So they're not friendly.
Well, it's the government.
Yeah. They come on, with their balls out, sort of like, with their guns, because we're fucking big and you fucking do what we say.
But
That's
we're gonna take whatever we want, basically.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So it'd be good to beat them over the head and go somewhere and they got GPS, because that's what we deserve.
Oh, you really are a pirate.
Well, I was wondering why traffic wardens are traffic wardens.
Yeah.
And then it dawned on me, there was this guy coming down the street. And
You can't do anything else.
No, he was all uniformed up. You know, like a policeman, you have this, that, the other. I thought, oh, they do it for the power.
Yeah.
They do it for the power. They like
They were bullies at school, or they got bullied at school.
I don't know. They obviously have got.
They haven't.
Well,
You're saying they haven't?
I would. Yeah. Well, why? It's not something to talk to.
Yeah.
I was just going to try and find out when he comes and why he comes, and then, because people say, when do they come? And it's random. Now these days, because I think. But when I first came to this town, they had a proper, dedicated traffic warden. Ray, his name was. He was great. He was great. And what he said to me was, he said, what I do say, I'll do it out of town.
Right.
Because he knows there are number plates. And I'm thinking, people used to sort of, oh, you bloody good. And I'm saying, you live in this town. You don't get on the wrong side of the road. You are dumb to do that.
Yeah.
Especially when he's a good guy. But these new ones, run around with a camera phone, run back. There's a girl who does it, and I'm very happy. Very, very got that. Yeah, I would. Whereas before, stupidly stuffed. I'm going back on the airport. When I went over with EasyJet, I had over too much luggage. And there's other stupid things. I just took too many props. I was collecting props all the time. So I went over these props, and she said, "Oh yeah, that's okay." Whew. So we come back. I'm coming back, and she said, "Oh, you got to pay this, that, and the other." And I was really pissed off. I thought, "Oh shit!" So I'm going through my stuff, throwing it in the bin, doing this, that, and the other, getting rid of it, and unloading it, and. I think I left some of my bags out in front, and I think the security came up. I thought, oh shit. So I jumped on the bus, went to the car park, went to the toilets and shaved my bits off. Yeah. Came back there and I'm in the queue, getting on the plane. Two policemen. Are you? No. Do you want this step? So I thought, oh shit.
Yeah, I had that in Canada flying back. Again, they didn't charge me going there, and then when I was checking into come home, they screw you. So I was like, I'm not paying that. And
Did you try loads of stuff?
I left the kiosk and I went into the terminal and I just put as many clothes on as I could.
Yeah. But you were really annoyed. And I had some. There was this guy.
Johnny, I have to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to be late.
Stand up. There was this madman in the street. He gave me some advice that he sent to the council. And I thought, oh shit, they read that. I'm finished.
In your bag, was it?
It was in one of the bags out the front. I don't know if I was meaning to leave them or whether I thought, there's interest in them. Get moved. And even without the beard, I'm fairly imposing.
Thank you very much.
Are you going to tell me who's going to the airport?
Just a friend.
What do you do with friends?
Yeah, exactly. I just need to get something out of the car while you put that in. I went,
Okay. I think the directive. Oh. Have you signed it?
No.
I think the directive should be refused not to be rich and famous.
Yeah.
And then that's what we have. By not wanting to be rich and famous. Well, that's too much like that. Rude. Good to see you.
Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Right. You can no longer. You moved or something?